live. Perfect. Hello, again. It's nice to see so many people. I hope the people that are enjoying the booths. Today I'm the last speaker. Usually I'm on the second day after lunch because that's the hardest, but Anton actually prepared a surprise for you. We're going to have a very cool performance, and I do mean a performance tomorrow after lunch. But now, I'm your closing speaker for today, and today I'm going to talk about something you guys don't like doing, and I hate it. No, I love you, but I hate that you don't do it. And I'm talking specifically about self-promotion. A little bit about me, about those who don't know why you should trust a guy on stage. I'm a product manager at Globant for like 5 years at this point. I do startup consulting, and I'm a tracker for startups. I help startups, again, talk better about themselves because they don't know what they're doing. Well, they know, but they don't know how to sell it. And also, I'm a mentor in public speaking, and that's actually a very important part of it, that I help people speak at the conference. Actually, most of the speakers today went through a session with me so I can help them talk better about their topic. And I really love that. And to nobody's surprise, today's theme is going to be a recurring theme for the past, I don't know, 5, 6, 7 years, that people are terrible at communicating again. I honestly am tired coming back for this topic, but unfortunately I don't see things getting better, slightly, but better. So let's do a fast test. So how many of you, please raise your hand, left a feedback for a colleague in the last month? Sad. How many people invited in the last month a colleague or a coworker to a coffee? A little bit more, better. Now, last, hard question. How many of you in the last 6 months made a presentation inside the team or at the conference? Please raise your hand. The speakers that are speaking tomorrow doesn't count. Thank you. A little bit better than I expected, actually. So here's the surprising factor for me. You all guys spend a third of your life at work, a third of adult life at work. And yet, somehow, you don't talk nice about yourself, and also you don't invest into relationships. Well, I'm here trying to sell you the idea that you should. Because the obvious question is, why bother doing it? Well, there's a very actually simple formula. When you talk nice about yourself, it's a little bit easier to make good relationships. And when you make good relationships, you actually get a fulfilled life. Surprise, surprise. You shouldn't believe me. There are actually way smarter people than I am, and that's Harvard University. They did an amazing study for 80 years, a span of 80 years with more than 1,000 people. And the surprising finding was that the people that were the healthiest at 80 years old and the people that lived the most were people that made friendships. And friendship can be done when you make good relationships, when you talk nice about yourself and talk nice about other people. Again, self-promotion. There are other data points. I like data. So like when you talk nice about yourself, you do self-promotion, you can advance easier by 40% margin. 80% of people say that networking, and again, being able to talk about yourself, present yourself, is 80% important for people. And still not convinced, okay, 30% more, 1.3x higher lifetime earnings. So you can earn more money. Why leave the money on the table? Still not convinced? Okay, here are the benefits I personally like when you know how to talk nice about yourself and engage with people. First of all, you can create new friendships, especially after 30 years old. It was an interesting learning from a friend. Hi, Marcel. He's not here, but he told me that after 30, it's very hard to make friends. You get a nice support system when you have hard times. People that know you, people that know how amazing you are, they can support you in the hard times. When you talk nice about yourself, you get salary increases. Surprise, yeah, I know, that's a very hard one. But yet, today, you get job security. Because if people know how valuable you are in the company, if you talk how much value, how amazing you are in the company, people will less likely maybe fire you because of budget cuts and stuff. Well, yeah, I'm not saying it won't exclude the factor, but it will definitely increase your chances. Yeah, I see people laughing because they still got fired. Sorry, I'm not saying it's guaranteed. When you talk about yourself nice, other people want to help you grow, and you get professional growth. You get new opportunities, and better yet, finding a job. I can tell you from my experience, I never sent a CV. I was always invited for the first interview because I did a lot of volunteering, and I was known in the community because I am here. I always help with this. By the way, I'm not paid for this event, not paid to speak, not paid to host. I do this because I love it and for free. But this gives me a wonderful opportunity to connect with other people that know me and know how great I am. So I hope I told you why. Now let's take how you do it. And you do it by, first of all, understanding company structure. Very boring, I know. But it's actually quite simple. And think of what is the top thing you should know how to do in a company to make good relationships and do self-promotion. Thought of it? You have it in your head? It's actually knowing people's names. Yeah, it's funny, but you would be surprised. If you work in a company more than 50 people, a lot of people don't bother learning people's names, and that's actually a very bad thing. But that's the first step in creating a good relationship with somebody. You have to know their names. Yeah, duh. The next thing you want to do is mapping. There are three, usually groups of people in a company, and you have to understand how are they different and what do they need. First one is admins. Admins really love when you go and sign all of the documents in time. Please do that. Thank them. Also thank them that they care about you because they care about your salary to have it in time. Next, you want to know your colleagues, like people you directly work with. You want to establish good relationship on a day-to-day basis. And what do they like in you? They like when you're reliable. And stakeholders, obviously, they love it when you bring value. And most importantly, they know what value you created for the company. And you have to learn to do it. I'm going to talk it in a second. So learn what each of these groups of people wants and start building trust with them, because that's how you start a good relationship. And you, again, do it by self-promotion and talking nicely about yourself. Other things you can do nice in the company to promote yourself, to be out there, to be known, is networking within the company. That's obvious. Still, people work remotely and they don't talk that much, but sadly, that's the reality. You do presentations within the company. You just do a small 15-minute presentation with a cool learning. Try every month to do at least one, because you guys are solving amazing problems. I'm just a talking head. I usually tell to my wife, I'm a babysitter for adults as a product manager. But you guys actually create innovation, but I rarely hear about it. So please, talk about it. And participate in the company events. Again, make yourself seen. Don't go to every corporate event or maybe like New Year's party, but try to participate as much as you can, because if you're missing from the picture, nobody will know about you, nobody will know how amazing you are, and obviously they're not going to give you the opportunities maybe you would want. Now, the hard part, actually creating value. How do you build it and what's the frame for it? First of all, there's a difference between building value and showcasing value. You guys are building value every day, and that's fantastic. You're just missing the second part, showcasing it. Because if you do one but don't do the other, and you're not meeting them in the middle, you're losing a lot of value for your, let's call it branding, but I prefer self-promotion. Branding is for marketing stuff. You have to promote yourself by not just doing, but also talking. And the way you do it, you don't say, I wrote 500 lines of code, or 1,000, or 10,000. I always hear this from developers. Guys, nobody cares. What they do care is, what did you do with those 500 lines of code? Did you create less tickets for the team? Did you reduce loading times for your server? What did that code do? Like, your work is not measured in how much time you spent on a ticket. It's not measured in how many lines of code you have. It's measured what did you actually valuable created with your work. So out of all of this, what I want you to do, I want you every day, or at least once a week, to create what is called an impact log. And the formula is quite simple. You say the action, which resulted in a metric or impact or value for the team or company. I want you to do this at least once a week, because you will need it after half a year, after 1 year, when you're at the evaluation, when you are reviewing your salary. Also, you have to ask and give feedback to colleagues and clients. Again, it helps you understand better how you good are. It helps you later promote yourself with the words of other people, because a good letter from a client saying how amazing you are is the best self-promotion there is. Also, again, kind reminder, do short presentations. Showcase how great you are, because when you talk about a problem that you solved, again, within your peers, within your company, within the country, I might say, for people that are presenting today and tomorrow, you're showing again how good of a professional you are. You have to gather evidence for your yearly promotion or review or half year, whatever is in your company, but at the end of the year, people are struggling. Okay, what did I actually do this year? I wrote so much code, but what's the value? Well, I'll tell you where it is. It's in the past, and you didn't document it. It's actually quite simple, but the problem is developers don't like writing documentation, do they? So please do, and I can't tell you how your review is going to look, but you can look what I do. What I do, I first of all say what I created valuable for the client. Then I go to the client and ask, hey, give me a letter. Say what good I did. If he has a problem doing that, there's a problem. So you might need to help them. And the next but last thing, you also have to talk, what did you do besides work? If you did you participate in an event? Maybe you were a speaker at a conference. Maybe you did some volunteering with an educational project for IT. I don't care. But the main point I'm going to in this entire presentation, the best cheerleader for your work is you. Nobody's going to come to save you. You are your best salesman. If you're bad at selling your services, you're bad at selling your expertise, nobody can do it better. That's objectively the reality that we're struggling with. If you want it to be a little bit easier, there's a good solution. Find a mentor. Mentors are amazing because they're basically the shortcut to growth. They help you see the potential you have, and they help you understand the value that you're creating. Because you might be doing an amazing thing, but you actually don't understand how big and cool it is. So find a mentor. Because a mentor equals faster growth. It defines you clear objectives, how to grow faster, how to talk better about yourself. My favorite thing, avoiding mistakes. Because mentors did a lot of mistakes, and they help you avoid them. In self-promotion included, how to better progress, and more importantly, if the mentor is from your company, they are your ticket to being recognized higher and better in the company. And after you do all of this, the next best thing is to become a mentor yourself. And here's why. There's actually a very selfish incentive behind it, because there's research behind mentorship. So first of all, people that are mentored, they're 5 times more likely to be promoted. And the cool part that I learned personally doing this presentation, mentors are 6 times more likely to be promoted. So if you never considered to be a mentor because you think it's useless, I have a data point to prove you wrong, and actually becoming a mentor is the best selfish thing you can do for your career. Besides that, interestingly, to nobody's surprise, 9 out of 10 people are just happier at the job when they have a mentor. People that have a mentor have 25% more likely chance to have a higher salary. And last but not least, this is the most overlooked one. As I said, you might get a friend. Because a mentor is a person that actually understands you. And you have a chance to actually create a wonderful relationship with a good person that understands you very well. So what else can you do? What else you can do and take from this presentation today? By the way, you will have this presentation. I structured it specifically as a guideline. You will have access to it, and you can reproduce all of the steps. If you didn't understand something, you can catch me and ask me. So what else can you do? You go to conferences. Duh. Thank you for being here today, by the way. Please, a hand of applause for yourself for coming today. Thank you. This is for you. This is for you actually doing something positive for your future. Participate as a speaker. Again, I think it's the 3rd time. I'm trying to endorse so Anton has more speakers next year, because a lot of you are actually doing cool stuff, but you're not just telling about this. I mentioned it briefly at the beginning. Invite a colleague or an expert from the domain for coffee or lunch. I think that's how Elena met one of the speakers today. The person really liked her presentation style, And now that person is one of the speakers today. I'll let her decide if she wants to tell that or not. Try to organize activities. A lot of companies actually have sports clubs, football clubs, hike clubs, board game clubs, whatever. Do anything. Again, you want to be seen. You want to be acknowledged, not just as a good professional, but also as a good person. And doing that helps you a lot. Or, better yet, the next best thing is actually, is volunteering. Volunteering is the next best thing you can do to showcase yourself how great you are. That's actually how I got my job at Pentalog, now Globant, because I met a lot of employees from Pentalog at volunteering events like Coder Dojo, and then they just invited me for an interview. That's how I got my job. I didn't send them a CV. That's maybe one of my proudest moments in professional career, that just because I did something nice, somebody saw this. Share your passions. It's very important. Again, the more people know about you, the more they're interested to talk with you. You're promoting yourself, your passions to the world, and people are going to love that, and they're going to want to connect with you. For the reference, I like wine, I like board games, I like education, public speaking, obviously, and startups. I love all of that. Another interesting way to grow and self-promote is helping others grow and self-promote. Here's a cool trick. Most of you have a partner or a friend that really knows you good, and they always should, at least they should, cheerlead you and tell, you're doing amazing stuff. You are actually cooler than you think. Ask that friend to help you create a pitch about yourself. I'll give you an example. I have an amazing friend that so happens to be my lovely wife, Nicoleta. She's right now in Germany, so she will see this as a recording and as a surprise. So why is my wife an amazing employee? So first of all, she knows she studied forensic sciences, meaning she actually knows how to work in a lab and identify who died and how they died. That's, by the way, why we don't argue in the house, because I know how my wife can hide a body. Yeah. Next thing, she said, OK, that's too easy. Let me make it better. She is now doing masters in analytical chemistry and quality assurance. If before this, I barely understood what she did, now I'm going to understand even less, because she's a scientist and I don't understand half of what she says. But interestingly enough, besides university, why she's an amazing employee, she actually managed to get a job at the German Aerospace Center. Basically, it's NASA, but German. And I was surprised to learn of this company. She was a data analyst for projects that helped in catastrophe. So she's amazing with that, and she's already working there for a year. So she's an amazing professional, and I try to help her understand that every day. So ask somebody to do this for you. And some closing remarks before we finish and we go and have fun and interact with people. There's this very good quote. I modified it just a little bit to suit my presentation. You can go fast alone, but if you want to go far, you need company. You can get good company only by talking nice about yourself, by connecting with people, by promoting yourself. So please be a selfish person and try to talk nice about yourself. And also, there's another interesting fact. You are the sum of goodwill of so many people, people that wanted to help you. There is no such thing as a self-made man or woman. We are a result of an amazing community of teachers, parents, friends, colleagues that helped us become who we are. And this is again done through relationships. So please, today, recognize this advantage, foster it forward into more awesome relationships. Talk nice about yourself. And one last thing for today. I have one ask for these 2 days. Make a friend here at the conference for a better future, for you. Be selfish. Love yourself, talk nice about yourself, and have a good day. Thank you.